Please purchase a personal license to remove this message. 8. Leadership of the Arab world. The Arab world occupies a very significant place on the world map. It has been the birthplace of people who have played an important and defining role in history. In it lie treasures of unlimited wealth and power. It has oil, which is the life stream of industrial, AJ and military power. It is a link between Europe and the Far East. RNL is the pulsating heart of the entire Muslim world, to which this world turns, with everlasting affection and devotion, for its religious and spiritual needs. Its significance is also heightened by the possibility of it becoming the stage for a third world war. It has hands that are strong and minds that are sharp and bodies that can endure the hardships of war. It has big markets and land of great fertility. Foot has Egypt, through which runs the Nile, and which, with its fertile soil and its long tradition of civilization and culture, occupies a special position in the world. In the Arab world lies Palestine, which, its neighboring lands, is distinguished for its natural beauty, delightful weather, and its strategic importance. It contains Iraq, which is famous for its boldness, valor, courage, and for its great reservoirs of oil. The Arabian Peninsula is unique in that it is the religious and spiritual nerve center of the Muslim world, when the annual assembly of people from around the globe for Hajj has no parallel anywhere. It has wells that produce huge amounts of oil. Translated into English by Asadullah Kashmi. 194 Islam and the world. These are some of the factors that have made the Arab world the focus of attention of the Western powers, the center of their aspirations for supremacy, and the battleground of their struggle for leadership. All this, in turn, has created a strong sentiment of Arab nationalism. The Prophet Muhammad is a world of difference between the way in which a European and a Muslim look at the Arab world. Even the way a nationalist Arab regards it is quite different from that of a Muslim from another part of the world. To Muslims in general, the Arab world is the cradle of Islam, a refuge for humanity, a tower of light, and the very source of Muslim leadership. A Muslim believes that Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, is the soul of the Arab world, the cornerstone of its prestige and the title to its glory. Without Muhammad, this land, in spite of its riches and wealth of end sources, will be no more than a pygmy without color or a body without spirit. It is Muhammad alone who brought the Arab world into being. This world, before he came, was a world of divided people and warring tribes over which hovered clouds of ignorance and darkness. Its potentialities lay untapped and its real virtues undiscovered. The Arabs at that time could not, even in their wildest dreams, think of waging a successful war against such imperial powers of the day as Rome and Persia. The very thought was impossible for them to conceive. Syria, which subsequently became an important part of the Arab world, was still a Roman colony and was at the mercy of a ruthless and cruel dictatorship. It did not understand the concept of justice or know the meaning of freedom. Iraq was the victim of the greed and plundering of the Sassanid rulers of Persia. New levies and ever-increasing taxation had almost broken the back of the people. The Romans held FYPT and treated it like a domestic animal from which is to be squeezed out the last drop of milk but which is badly looked after and poorly fed. Along with political domination, it was also subjected to religious persecution. Then came a breath of fresh air. Muhammad appeared. He leadership of the Arab world 195 arrived at a time when the Arab world was on the verge of destruction and the pulse of its life at a very low ebb. He gave it a new life, a new sense of direction, knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment, and taught it discipline and self-reliance. Through him, the Arab world was completely transformed. 1 ed. Lt was now the ambassador of Islam, a messenger of peace and security, a source of comfort and grace to the people and the torchbearer of culture and civilization. Today we speak of Syria, Iraq, and Egypt with pride. Had there been no prophet of Islam with his message, there would be no Syria, no Iraq, no Egypt, in fact, no Arab world. Not only that, the world could not have reached the high level of culture and refinement it did, nor could knowledge, arts, and science have achieved such high standards. If today any one of the countries wishes to turn its from one Islam to the West, cast nostalgic eyes at its pre-Islamic state or emulate the West in its ordering of life, its laws, its forms and systems of government and does not accept the Holy Prophet as its teacher, guide, and leader, its Beneld give up the blessings he brought and revert to its previous state. It will then go back to an age in which Roman and Persian imperialism held absolute sway, persecution aj1d tyranny reigned supreme and in which people were steeped in ignorance and darkness and the Arabs stagnated in a life of obscurity. The Arab world, with its glorious history and its great achievements in refinement and culture, in knowledge and scholarship, in arts and science is the product of the advent of Muhammad and the message he brought. Faith is the real strength of the Arabs. Faith in Islam is the only unifying force of the Arab world and the Holy Prophet its only leader and guide. It was this faith that enabled the Arabs to successfully face all opposition and conquer all difficulties in their march forward to a fair deal for humanity. It is still the real source of all its strength and is available even today. It still remains the most effective weapon with which the Arab world can hold its own against its foes, preserve its existence and forge ahead and recover the 196 Islam and the world prestige and power it once had. If the Arab world has fight any of its foes, it cannot do so with the support it receives from England or the arms it accepts from America or even the money it earns by selling its oil to the 11 lest. It can only fight with the help of that faith, spiritual strength, and fervor with which it fought Rome and Persia simultaneously and inflicted on both of them a crushing defeat. It cannot fight with a heart that is in love with life and fears death, a hand that has been enfeebled by a life of case and luxury and a mind that has been riddled by doubt and skepticism and in which high ideals and mean urges, noble thoughts, and base instincts keep up a constant struggle. It has to be remembered that no one can fight the battles of life on bow 1 tmved arms, with a faith that is weak and a mind that is torn with doubt. The most important duty of Arab leadership is to inspire the hearts of its soldier, farmer, and its common man with faith, rekindle in them the zeal for one-righteous strife and struggle in the path of God, breed in them contempt for material wealth, its pomp and ceremony and train them to face death with ease. They should be taught to give once again their best in life so that it is blessed as it was blessed by the sweat and toil and sacrifice of their forefathers. The supreme importance of keeping up the martial and manly spirit of the Arabs. It is unfortunately that the Arabs today seem to be neglecting habits and practices that kept their martial characteristics alive and active. Take, for instance, horsemanship, for which the Arabs were famous throughout the world. Horsemanship is now almost a forgotten art and is fast disappearing from the daily life of the Arabs. If horsemanship is allowed to disappear completely from Arab life, it will be a national loss and will greatly impair their manly spirit, which used to be the most distinguishing trait in the Arab character. The horse is now superseded by the car, and there is a real danger of the Arab horse, the pride of the world, becoming extinct. The Arabs have practically given up all those manly activities such as horsemanship, archery, wrestling that keep leadership of the Arab world 197 up the martial spirit, and have instead adopted games and sports which have but little value. It is incumbent on Arab educators to revive the martial spirit in their people, rekindle in them a love for the hard life and train them to face difficulties and hardships with courage and fortitude. Umar, the leader of the faithful, wrote thus to the Arab governors appointed to non-Arab countries: keep aloof from a life of ease and avoid expensive and ornate styles of dress, keep up your habit of working in the sun, for sunshine is the bath of the Arabs. Remain accustomed to simple dress, hardship, and labor, and be steadfast and patient, retain the habit of leaping on horseback with alacrity and keep up the practice of archery and marksmanship. 2:7 The Holy Prophet has said, O ye Arabs, keep up practicing archery because your great ancestor Ismail was a great marksman. 2:48 And again remember the power which the Quran emphasizes is marksmanship. 249 It is an essential part of duties of Arab educators to fight against everything that saps the spirit of manliness and breeds effeminacy or incompetence. Ban all indecent journalism and obscene literature that com.lpts youth by propagating hypocrisy, shamelessness, and the pursuit of sensuous pleasures. They should not let those who propagate such things enter the camp of the Holy Prophet, as they corrupt the morals of Muslim youth and who, for a handful of silver, paint in glowing colors sin and libertinism, indecency, and immorality. History bears witness to the fact that whenever a people begins to lose its manliness, sense of honor and discipline, and its worm and fight against their very nature, give way to license in the name of freedom, and ape man in the name of equality, become indifferent to domestic virtues and seek to avoid the responsibilities of motherhood, then such a people is doomed. Hardly any trace is ever left of its greatness. Such was the fate of the Greeks, the Romans, and the Persians, and towards such a fate seems to be heading Europe and the world at large today. 198 Islam al-D The world a curb on extravagance and liquidation of the growing difference among people owing to various influences. The Arabs have, unfortunately, acquired habits of spending extravagantly on the non-essentials of life. And alongside this extravagance there exist poverty and wretchedness, want and hunger. When a person visits the cities of the Arab world, he is filled with shame and distress as he witnesses the appalling difference between rich and poor. He sees, on the one hand, a man who spends lavishly on the luxuries of life, and, on the other, a destitute who cannot afford even one meal a day or a good piece of cloth to cover his naked body. When Arab men of wealth cruise by in tri-air powerful limousines, a host of hungry children clad in rags runs by, begging for coppers. As long as lofty mansions stand beside hovels and hunger and want exist alongside opulence, doors on forces of destruction can never be closed. No propaganda, however loud and persuasive, and no power, however strong and pervasive, can do it. Unless the Islamic system with all its virtues is established in those lands, the unchangeable retributive laws of God will come in and, as a reaction, a system that will be ruthless and cruel. Self-sufficiency in finance, commerce, and industry. It is imperative for the Arab states, as it is for the rest of the Muslim world, to acquire self-sufficiency in all their financial, commercial, industrial, and educational needs. These countries possess all the necessary prerequisites for self-sufficiency. The people of these lands should, to begin with, use only what they produce with their own efforts out of their own resources. 2.5 These states should learn to exist without Europe in all spheres of life. They should not look to Europe for food, clothes, arms, and machines. The situation today is that, if for some unforeseen reason, the Arab world is obliged to take up arms against a European power, it cannot fight because it is indebted to that power and depends a great deal on its help. This dependence has reached such lengths that even the fountain pen with which an Arab state signs an agreement with a leadership cf. the Arab world E99 European power is made in Europe. If and when the Arab world has to fight, it fights. 6.th Arms and ammunition manufactured in Europe. The great tragedy of the Arab world today is that it cannot utilize, without outside help, its great reservoirs of wealth, energy, and power. Instead of flowing in its own veins, its lifeblood is transfused into the veins of others. It is the M1Y officers of European powers that train its armies and European experts and agents that look after the other departments of its life. If the Arab world has to stand on its own feet, as it must, then it should be D1E master in its own house. It should be able to look after its own needs and requirements, have complete control over its economy and over the training of its soldiers and technicians. It should certainly train its own people to shoulder responsibilities and discharge them efficiently with integrity and loyalty. The personal sacrifice made by the Arabs in the past for the welfare and happiness of mankind, as said earlier, the Prophet of Islam came with his message at a time when mankind had reached almost the last stage of misery and unreachedness. To relieve humanity of its misery was beyond those who were, at that time, the overlords of life. They had neither the vision, courage, nor desire to undertake such a task. Luxurious living had sapped their energies, and greed and avarice undermined their courage. They had become incapable of giving up even a fraction of their comforts for any noble cause. They could not face hardships and had no stamina left for the trials and tribulations inherent in such a struggle. They could not look beyond their immediate interests. They could have no thought for others and were not willing to give up anything for the collective good of mankind. Mankind was in dire need of those who were cast in a different mold. It needed men who held life cheap and who could risk their wealth and prosperity, even their lives for its sake. Mankind cried out for those who cared neither for loss nor gain and who would not 200 Isla 1 and the world hesitate to sacrifice the high hopes and aspirations entertained of them by their own people, and about whom these people would say what the people of Salih said about him: O Eli, thou hast been of us. A center our hopes. Holy Quran, Hud 1162. The salvation of humanity is not achieved by force. It depends on the moral courage and the spirit of self-sacrifice of a handful of people who, by worldly standards, are often considered to be lacking in good fortune. It is they who, courting dangers and trials, release millions of people from their miseries and lead them from despair to hope and from wretchedness to grace. They are the people who consider it a cheap bargain by the sacrifice of a few. Many are able to achieve dignity and prosperity, and if, by some loss of prosperity and wealth, the doors of material and spiritual well-being are opened for many. At the time of the Prophet of Islam, the Romans and the Persians, who shared power in the world, had become weak and had neither the moral courage to risk the comforts of life nor the stamina to face the trials and hardships of the struggle for humanity at large. They would not give up even a small portion of the luxuries with which they had surrounded themselves. Such people were scarce among them who, by controlling their physical appetites and instincts, greed and avarice, liberate themselves from the bondage of luxurious living and lead a more purposeful life, dedicated to high and noble ideals. For such a cause a different people were chosen by divine providence. The Arabs were chosen to be the companions and followers of the Holy Prophet of Islam and his great mission to enliven life. The people were filled with a spirit of dedication and sacrifice and prepared themselves to sacrifice all that they possessed in meeting the great trials that faced them in fulfilling the mission. The falseness of sophisticated renelture and luxurious living could not lure, nor worldly pomp and show charm them. They were rich because they knew contentment, they were wise because they understood the higher values of life. The Prophet of Islam himself faced, in full measure, trials and hardships, privations and dangers in carrying out completely his great mission. He set his face against all worldly desires and leadership of the Arab world 201 ambitions, and everything that stood in the way of his mission. Worldly success with all its allurements could cast no spell on him, nor could ANV power on earth make him deviate from his path. The choicest gifts of life, like political power and supremacy, wealth, and luxury which could ensnare the heart of any man, were readily rejected by him when offered, while he was still a young man, by the Quraysh. Again when, on the insistence of the Quraysh, his own uncle tried to dissuade him from his mission, he said, "O my uncle, I swear by God that if the Quraysh put the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, will not give up my mission until it prevails, or perish in my efforts." 251 This striving for truth at all costs, This supreme indifference towards worldly ease and comfort, and this deliberate choice of a life of dedication, hardship, and toil set an inspiring example to his followers and to those who had a noble mission to discharge and a high destiny to fulfill. In the discharge of his mission, the Holy Prophet of Islam denied ease and comfort and good living not only to himself but to all those who were near to him, like his wives, children, relatives, and friends. Those who were closest to him received less, and much was taken from them. They were the first in the struggle and the last to reap its benefits. Whenever he prohibited anything, he prohibited it first for his own people. Whenever there was any opportunity for material gain, others were considered first and his own last. They were often deprived of the good things oflafo when and if they came the way of the Muslims in general. When he prohibited usury, he begged with bis own uncle Abbas ibn Abdul Munalib, whose money lending business the first to be closed and the interest that had gathered annulled. He acted in the same manner when he stood up to mitigate the evils of bloodfeuds and forgave those who had killed his own kinsman, Rabi'a ibn al-Arith ibn Abdul Munalib. When zakah was distributed, he forbade forever his own family and his descendants from accepting any portion, however poor they might be. When, after the conquest of Makkah, his cousin Ali ibn Abu Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, claimed, on behalf of Banu Hashim, Tj1e custody of the key of the Kaaba, he was met with a stern refusal. The 202 Islam and the world Holy Prophet sent for Uthman ibn Talwana, and putting the key before him said, Uthman, this key is yours, take it. This is the day of recompense for obligations and pledges fulfilled. This key will remain with you forever. Nobody can take it from you unless he takes it unjustly with a cruel hand. 252 He preached austerity and simplicity of life to his vives and told them, in clear terms, that if they were willing to share with him a life of hardships they could stay with him. If, on the other hand, they preferred a life of ease and comfort, they were free to leave him. He told them of what God has said, 0 Prophet, say to your wives, if you desire the comforts of life, then come, I will give you some worldly goods and send you away with good grace. If, however, you prefer God, his Prop 1L, and the life hereafter, then for those of you who do good deeds, God has prepared a great reward. Holy Quran, Al-Elizab 33:28-9. The world knows what their choice was. When his own daughter, Fatima, approached the Holy Prophet with her hands blistered by constant grinding of corn and asked for a servant from the common pool so that she might receive a little help with this burdensome work, she was told that her request could be considered only after the claims of other people had been met. Instead of a servant, she was given a special phone of prayer for the glorification and praise of God. This was how all the Prophet's relatives were treated. The nearer the relation, the greater his responsibility. Such examples of selflessness inspired and sustained those who, by embracing Islam, had lost a great deal of their worldly possessions. Many of them were used to a life of ease and comfort and were known for their rich and luxurious way of living. Many had lost even the very means of earning a livelihood. Events that were to shape the destiny of mankind seemed to wait for these people to decide whether they were willing or not to sacrifice themselves for the ultimate good of man. The decision was given in no uncertain terms. The Arabs decided to fuse the leadership of the Arab 11 World 203 struggle and triumphed. They withstood trials and faced hardships with a fortitude that is rare in the history of man. And more was demanded of them. When the Ansars in Medina, who, in serving Islam, had severely neglected their farms and orchards, their main source of subsistence, asked for a little time for them, they were told abruptly, in the words of the Holy Quran, spend in the path O God and do not destroy yourself with your own hands. Al-Baqarah 2:195. Such were the lessons of self-restraint and discipline which the Prophet taught, not merely by word of mouth but also by example. Those who were to carry the message and discharge its great responsibilities. Such was also the training of those Arabs and others who subsequently accepted the mission and who had rare full share of the difficulties and hardships in the struggle for its development. They are admonished by God thus: if you hold your parents and children, your brothers and sisters, your wives and families, the wealth you have acquired and the trade you fear to lose dearer than God and his apostle, then wait till God sends his JTJDJ, imant. God Noyer leads to victory those who obey not his Jatksament Holy Quran, Al-Tawbah 9:24. At another place it is said, it is not for the people of Medina and Tifi Arabs vf the Nail Arjwad to refuse to follow C1ds apostle or lo for their own lives to him. Al-Tawbah 9:120. Such were the Piopkan whose resolve and courage, renunciation, and sacrifice were to be built the prosperity and happiness of mankind. And they were tested again and again. They are told, but surely we will test you, will something of ear and hunger, some loss of goods, or lives, of tile fruit of your toil. Al-Ilaqara 2:155. Again they were told, will they be lt alone by merely saying we believe and not be tested. Al-Ankabut 29:2. If the Arabs had hesitated to accept this leadership and feared to shoulder its great responsibilities, the darkness and ignorance of contemporary light could not have diminished, nor the period of its misery and wretchedness shortened. If you do nor do this, there would be tumult mid aggression on earth and sermed miskatherkf. Al-Anfal 873. The world stood at a crossroads in RHE 6th century CE. Two alternatives were available. One was for a group of dedicated and for Islam and the world divinely inspired people to go forward, risk prosperity and wealth, kith and kin and all that is dear to man's heart, deny all pleasures of life and offer even there for the collective good of mankind. The other was to remain unchanged and continue a life of narrow self-interest, of self-indulgence, of preferring personal gain to the general well-being of human beings. In that event the world, lulled by ignorance and apathy, would have remained immersed in the bog of misery and darkness. God, however, gave the Arabs the strength and courage to take up the first alternative. The fate of humanity was decided and man began to march forward under the leadership of the Arabs. The Prophet breathed into the Arabs the spirit of faith and sacrifice, and taught them to believe wholeheartedly in the life to come, and great rewards it offered to those who believe and do righteous deeds. Uplifted by hopes of this reward and inspired by the spirit of service, these Arabs turned their eyes away from the comforts of life, gave up all that man's heart covets and sacrificed themselves in order to help humanity achieve happiness and dignity. They toiled with faith and sincerity and did not hesitate even to up their lives. God, therefore, blessed them with the best of rewards. Verily God loves he who do righteous deeds. Holy Quran, Al-Ma'idah 5:93. The world today has reached a state very similar to that in which it found itself in the 6th century CE. The time has surely come when the Arabs should come forward and offer once again their lives in order to change the fate of humanity. To release it from its present miseries and save it from impending disasters, they should risk once again their ease and comfort, wealth and possessions, even their future prospects. Then the course of humanity would be transformed once again and M would walk in dignity towards the goal of his destiny. The other alternative is that the Arabs remain engrossed in petty aims of personal gain, of preference for offices, salaries, and securing better and still better means of personal comfort. In that case the world will remain in the swamp in which it has been floundering for some time. If the Arab youth, enslaved by thoughts of selfish ends, remains tied down to the comforts and distractions of big cities, if the pivot around leadership of the AMBFI World 205 which its life revolves is but the stomach and material comfort, if all its efforts and energies are directed towards its personal well-being and worldly RNCCCSS, then the resurgence of humanity will remain a mere dream never to be realized. The youth of the pre-Islamic period had equally big stakes in life and the same high intelligence, but, in pursuing the path of its choice, it sacrificed its physical comforts and even its futur for the sake of Islam. The poet Imra ul-Qais said, "Were I trying for an ordinary life, a little would be enough. But I aspire for a greatness that lasts and is worthy of a man like me." Once again the courage of the Muslim youth is needed. With its sacrifice, it could build a bridge so that light could cross over to its essential nobility and happiness. Life, like soil, needs fertilizers. That, which can fertilize life so that it gives of its best, is the sacrifice of the Muslim youth of its personal ambitions in order to bring Islam to its full fruition and till God's earth with peace and plenty. Today a forsaken humanity demands the courage and determination of those who can, for its sake, give up ease and comfort, opportunities of worldly gain and concern for individual success and prosperity. If the Muslims in general and the Arabs in particular decide to take up the challenge, and if, by the sacrifice of a few, humanity is brought back from the path of ruin to the path that leads to salvation, then it will be an excellent bargain indeed, the gains of which will far outweigh the sacrifices. An Urdu poem says, "Zero heart, it is all gain in the bargain of love." It's only loss of life, and it is not such a loss after all. What the Islamic world expects from the Arab world became of Ir1 characteristics. Its situation, and its political importance. The Arab world has the right and the necessary competence to shoulder the responsibilities of the mission of Islam. It can easily take up the leadership of the entire Muslim world, strengthen itself to look Europe in the face and, by the grace of God and the strength of its faith, acquire supremacy and lead the world once again from darkness into light, from 206 Islam id the world wretchedness to grace, from destruction and ruin to and prosperity. In the words of the LV1 Muslim messenger to the court of Xerxes, it could once again lead men from the worship of man to the worship of God, from the narrowing trivialities of lafo to the expanse of faith, from the injustices of creeds to the justice and equality of Islam. The whole world is looking towards the Muslims as its savior, and the Muslim world is looking to the Arabs for guidance and leadership. Can the Muslim world fulfill the expectations of the world? Can the Arab world rise to the challenge? For a long time a bruised and maimed humanity has been crying out, in the words of Iqbal, for help, still believing that the hands that built the Kaaba can rebuild humanity. Thou and the custodian, the trustee of the eternal order. Thou art the right and the left flank of the Lord of the universe, O thou creature of dust, thou art the time and thou art the earth. Drink the wine of conviction and get away from the tavern of uncertainty. Wake up. Wake up from thy deep slumber. From thy deep slumber, awake, from thy deep slumber, awake, awake. From thy deep slumber, from thy deep slumber awake. I'll cry mercy from the wantonness of Europe. I cry mercy from the Shirans and Pervezes of Europe. The world has become dissolute by despoliation of Europe. O thou builder of the K1 Ba, arise and build a new world again. Notes chapter Ir Sale, translation 1896 2a. Butler, Arn, Conquest 1, F. Except and the last 1130 Acaro F. The Roman Dominion, pp.2930. 3 Ibid. pp.1839. 4 Encyclopedia Brit 1 U1 Enfka, Art, Justin. 5 Sale, TMNSL Wunschen, p.72. 6 The Dedi, Le and Fall F. The Roman Empire, Vol.v, p.3i. 7 Ibid. Vol.7, p. 175 8 SLWRT History F The World p.170.9 Robert Briffaulk, Th. Waking, F Humanity, p. 164. IQ Butler, Ibid. pp.133-4. I1 Historians Hist 1 Re of TTE World, vol.vll, p.84. 12 Teoric Taberi, vol.3. 1U38. R3A. I. Chrysemicton, El Iran Su I.ess1 Manatees Urdu translation by Muhammad Iqbal, p.430. 14 Ibid. 15 Sharnston 1, AKV Lilal WALNIML p.86. They unveil how Edo Wantmas the Buddhist religion and civilization had become. Dr. Gustav Le 13011 Ryers In order to understand what Buddhism really is, one should study its relics, not books. These Radikes tell us an completely different story from the theoretical principles taught by the Wisdom Tiders. They show that the real O'Brien the Western scholars are so fond of presenting to the world as monotheistic in at the head of all idolatries and polytheistic faiths i.e. Civilizations de in Urdu translation by Sayyid Ali Bilgrami p.265. 20 Lshwar Topa, Hinda. Itani Tarnadun. 21 P.J. Nehru, Nye Discovery of India, pp.2013. 22 Tamadim Ihin.1, pp.440 L23 Safamna Ihin Tmg Marjirabi Sado 11 at 24 Ibid. 25 Ibid. p.447. 26 Ayanan Sarasvati, Satyarath Prakash, p.344. Z7 Ibid. p.21 I28 Ibid. p.236. 29 Ibid. p.238. 30 Al-Kal Blue, Kitabola 11 IIM, p.33. 31 Bukhari, Kitab Til Magayizf. 32 Kitty ul-Anayim. 33 Ibid. p.44. 34 Ibid. p.34.16 17 Tayin Fkh Taberi, vol.2, p.88. Tarkal Tabarv, vol. Antiuric I Iran by Elvib Carrier Irani. R8 Christensen, I. ir.msu I.esaj. Ilhidks, pp.421-2. 19 At the Museum of Taxila, the visitor is amazed at the number of idols and images that have been excavated from ancient Buddhist sites. 208 Islam and Thli Waraj 35 Said Andalusi, Tabakat Alumn, p. 430. 36 The term Tabi'ar is applied par excellence to those Muslim doctors who followed immediately the Isfti or the companions of the Prophet translator. 37 Tikfsir Taberi. 38 Al-Iv Fadiani. 39 Kitty Ule, 1 Hinai. 40 Sunau Diarimai, Vol.I. 41 Name of a place, some 12 miles from Mecca, where pilgrims have to make a brief halt during the hung from the roof with a gold chain which was so thin that it could not be seen until one stood very close to the throne. To a viver fro 1 n a distance ith ij 42 c Quran 2 l99. 43 Divan al-Hamisa. 44 Ibid.45 I Imul Arab. 46 Teoric Taberi, vol.2, p.133. 47 R.V.C. Hadlsi, The Blessinger, The Life of Lv Hamid, pp.1819. 48 James Carkern, History of China. Appeared that the crown was resting on the emperor's head. But, in truth, it was so heavy that no human being could support it. It weighed 91 kilograms. Christensen, p.531. 56 Ibid. pp.37. 57 Brifald, Thr Maki 11, 1 of Hr Manatee, p. R60. 58 Hristensen. L. Lransu Lacisonics, p.424. 59 Shahin Makarios, Tfrrkhi Iran, pp.9021r. 60 Tiarik Tabmai. 6 Ibid. Vol.4, p.178. 62 A Fragrant Gum Translator. 63 Acne, Vol.14, p.2. 64 A Silver Coin. Originally it was an unstamped piece of silver, shaped like a date stone. About 50 years after the death of the Prophet, it was altered into around 44955 r 5253 Robert Brifald, the one Haking Qfaj. Dutler, Ara's Conquest Humanity, p. r 59. Of Egypt, p.42. Muhammad Kurd Ali, Kid 11 Ibid. p.ro3. Christensen, L. Iran Su Les Tampt. Its value in these days is uncertain. Translator A dirham is 3.98 grams. 65 F. Eric Tahari, Vol.4, p.134.66 C. Harrison, N. L. Ransu Lacisonides, p.68 r. 67 Tiarik Tabar, Vol.4, p.16 r. 68 Christensen, L. Transons Lesra Shim, Vol.I, p.101. Sasonidras, p.161.54. A mythical is equal to 4 mashes 3.12 Greece 4.325 grams. Translator. 55 The crown was made of gold and silver and was studded with rubies, emeralds, and pearls. It was Sasanids, p. L6r. 69 Muhammad Kurd Ali, Kidalushchiam, Vol.v, p.47. 70 Shah Waliola was born in R703 and died in L762. He wrote on sociology, economics, politics, notes ethics, mysticism, and world history, and particularly on Islam. History. His views on cosmology compare very favorably with those of modem-phsists. The 1IC 1 Ayatul 1 Jhilba Iglia, the Budajrabi's Ramide, the Tafhama'at Aflihi.1h, and the Is 1 at Ulqatiya are his masterpieces. He vs 209 Renanli instrumental in the defeat of the Maharjadas in the Third Battle of Panipat, 1761 editor. 71 The allusion is to the Mughal emperors of India. 72 JJ.11 J Yat 1 Gia 1 IL by Ali LWH, Vol.ip.105.73 The Farnam companion of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Tramlater. 74 An authentic account of the experiences of Salman I, given in the Alu.mad of Imam Ahmad Jbn al-Fanbal and in that one at Madrak of al-Lakim. Chapter 275 That reference is to the dispute over the fixing of El-Iyajar Anvar the LLLJCK stone when the Kaaba was being rebuilt. Translator. 76 The case of Veer Gandhi provides a striking example. He set himself 2 moral objects at the beginning of his public career, in the service of which he used all his vast energy and resources such as have been available to few men in modern rhymes. One of these was nonviolence. He developed it as a creed and a philosophy of life, and made it the very breath of his existence. But Ashi's approach was different from that of the prophets. He could not produce that fundamental change in the minds of his people which is essential to the success of an oral 1 November. The principle of non-violence was torn to pieces in his own lifetime during the Holocaust of I-947, and, in the end, Gandhi fell a victim to violence. His other objective was the removal of untouchability. In this, too, he did not register any remarkable success. We can, thus, say that the methodology of the prophets is the only sure and successful way of bringing about a radical change for the better in the religious and social affairs of humanity at large. 77 Ibn Hisham, Sira Nabawiyya, Vali, p.266. 78 Al-Nasa Kirab al-Jihad. 79 The Madinite Muslims were called Ansar, meaning helpers, while the Muslims who had migrated from Mecca were called Fuliajirs, meaning emigrants tr mislater. 80 Jihad literally means any effort made in a righteous cause. The highest form one of high ch is a varvagt for the defense of the faith. 81 Muslim. Qiyab 11 Al-Fud 11d. 82 meaning the tax collectors of the pre-Islamic dlys who were extremely crud in the discharge of their duties. 83 Muslim.1, Kerjabul el-Lud 1d 1 Ramlater. 4 Tririk Tabari, Vuv, p.16. 85 Lbn Kathlr, Al-Bidi Al-112 Io Islam and the World Nihaya, Volume 86 Ibid. 87 Bukhari and Muslim. 88 Muslim. 89 L1 Uslim. 90 Zjd ul-Ma'ad, Vol.il, p.135. 91 Ibid. p. 190. 92 Thte ceremony of walking round the Kaaba at Makkah. Translator 93 Ziyad al-Afa'ad, Vol.2, p.332. 94 Lbn Abii time. 95 Ahmad ibn Iyanbal, Musnad, 6, 5, 15. 96 Abu Dawud. 97 Ibid. 98 Bukhari. 99 Ibn Kathir, Taf slower. Ru Bukhari and 11. Uslim. Ror Lbn Kathlr, Al-Bidi Awanahiyya, Vol.2, p.30. 102 Ibn Ishaq. Taj Ibn Kathir, Vol.4, p.63. 104 7 Jid al-Ma'ad, Vu, p.134. 105 Ibid. p. t30. Rn 6 Ibid. p. 136. 107 Il-1 Hislom Sira. Rn 8 Ablution performed before prayers tr mislarer. I-09 Layat el-Ma'id, Vol.il, p.125. Io Ibid. p. 130.rr7 It is related by Abu Musa Ash'ari that the Holy Prophet once said, "The message with which God LWS sent me into the world can be compared to a heavy shower of rain that fell over a vast stretch of land. Part of this land was soft and smooth and it absorbed the rain and was turned into a RR1 Edovi, part of it vast uneven and L1 me and it retained the water which proved to be of great benefit to mankind. People drank it themselves and gave it to Othn to drink. Part of TT was altogether flat and barren, which could neither retain the water nor grow anything." The first two instances apply to those who drank in the divine message to their own advantage and the advantage of their fellow beings, while the Lazal one refers to those who paid no heed to what God had revealed to me. Bukhari, Kitab ul-Flm. RR8 The Traditions of the Prophet Muhammad. Translator. RR9 Islamic Jurisprudence. Translator. 120 Ibn Chaldean, Muqaddid 11 AP.499.12 R al.Unad Ibn Marwan Malik I, Ki T1B 11 L1, 111 J11 His Al1. 122 Lbn Kathlr, Al-Bidiyil WA 11 Naluiyya. Volve, p.53 R23 Ibid. p. RR. U4 Ibn al-Jazlo, Surah, TL, Mar Ibn Akarib. 125 Muhammad Asad Leopold Weiss, LSM Etluk Cross.1 DS Lahore, R955, pp.269. 126 Ahmed Amin, D11 Islam.rrrl Look Jairi and Muslim. Tiv, IRIB 11 Jarir Vol.vil. Ijtafi 11 BMI, Vol.28. 1R4 Meaning Persia Tramfater. 22 Chapter 3 115 IJ6 Bukhari and Muslim. IBN Al-Jazi, Semite Umar IBN Al-Ka 1 Tayyib. 1. Oates 127 The Waking of Humanity, p. 190. T28 Ibid. p.202. 129 LBN Jubair, p.302. 130 LBN Al-Jazi, Sejal Khiir. 13 Artad Kirarul Ulmni I.21 Rapir to have been instantaneous. Chapter 4 I32 Madani, Al-Aruthayil. R33 Stanley Lane Pool, Saladin, p. 134 Encyclopaedia Britannica 9th edition, Vol.6, Art. Kernsads. 135 During the Caliphate of Abi Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him. Translator. TJ6 Al-Kami, Vol. 11, p.164. 137 Saladin, p.2.14. 138 Tariq of Abu Fida F. Farm Y. 139 Saladin, p.234. 140 Ibid. p.358. 141 Ibid. p.359. 142 Al-Kami, Vol. 13, pp.2023. R43 IBN Kathir. 144 Tax levied by a Muslim state on its non-L1 Muslim MBJ0 CTS in lieu of exemption from military duty. Translator. 145 LBN Kathir. Volksjail, p.304. Qim. Jamil Bayham, Fasafat Ultariki Usmani, p.274. 147 Ibid. P8 OR. I48 Georgi Zaid 1 I.N, Tiarikl ULV 1.1 SR. 149 Halide Edeb, Conflict of East and West in Turkey, pp.482. I50 Expounding the thesis that modern England has been made great by wealth plundered from India. Brooks Adon 1s says 1 Airy soon after. For all authorities agree that the Industrial Revolution, the event that has divided the R9th century from all unrecent time, began with the year 1760. Plassey was fought in 1757, and probably nothing has ever equaled the rapidity of the change which followed. In THCRMCLVCS Inventions Jayirk Passive, Renani of the N1 Ost Plassey, the Bengal plunder began to arrive in London, and the effect important having lain dormant for centuries, waiting for a sufficient store of force to have accumulated to have set them working. That store must always rake the shape of money, and money not hoarded, but in motion. Before the influx of the Indian treasure, and the expamion of credit which followed, no force sufficient for this purpose existed. The factory system was the child of the Industrial Revolution, and until capital had accumulated in masses, capable of giving solidity to large bodies of labour, manufactures were necessarily carried on by scattered individuals. Possibly since the world began, no investment has ever yielded the profit reaped from the Indian plunder, because for nearly 50 years Great Britain stood without a competitor. The Law of Civilization and Decay, London, R898, pp.313-17. Writing in the same vein, Sir William Digby says England's industrial supremacy owes its origin to the vast hordes of Bengal and the Carnatic being made available for her use. Before Ph5 EY was fought and won, and before the stream of treasure to Islam and the world I began to flow to England, the industries of our country were at a very low ebb. Prosperous India Arev Klayothn, p.30. 151 dr. Ahmed Ami 11, Ziuni il 1 la 1 gil arile.ladf, p.6.74 Philosophy Phi RR Times pp.33840. 175 Agha Muhammad Ashraf Dehlavi, Hawa I Hamla. 176 Ibn Hisham, Sfernli Nabfiya 1. 177 Tabil ul Istibdad. 178, Gradide Fort 1. Fadern H7 Ignis pp.2356. I-79 Convocation Address, Aligarh Muslim University, January I 938. R80 Guide to J.Iodern Wickedness, pp.150 L181 Abu D, HVL, D. Chapter V 152 Halide Edeb, the C. N 1 FICTF East and West in Turkey, 153 V.E.H. Lecky, History of European Aphora, Loudon, 1869, Vol.I, pp.3445. 154 Republic, Book VLL. 155 Lecky, Thureister JF 11 Ropem 1 Morals. Vol.I, p.243. I-56 Ibid. p.178. I-57 Ibid. p.179. 158 Ibid. p.178. 159 Ibid. p.177. 160 Muhammad Assad, Islam at the Crossroad 1 ds. pp.389. 161 J.W. Draper. High. Tory of the Cot, Flyet between Rel Iveen and Srit. London, 1927 pp.312. 162 Ibid. pp.345. R63 Ibid. p.40. 164 Ibid. pp.41. R65 Iktifa 11 Surah 1 ILZV Fostikai 111 p.14, 1. 166 Kittleb TMN 11B 11UW1T. High 7 Abu Dal, D.LR82 Bukhari.R8.1 Amlim, Na'i. 184 Muslim. 185 Guide to 1 Adern Wickedness pp.152-3. 186 Ibid. p.261. R87 Ibid. pp.1,62-3 R88 Alexis Carrel, Ma 11, The Unknown, p.30.189 Ibid. p.33. 190 Ibid. p.38. 191 Ibid. pp.38-9. 192 Ibid. pp.50 r. 193 Guide to Modern L. Victness p.241. 194 195 196 197 Ibid. p.247. Afan, The Unknown, pp.261 2.68 Bukhari.R69 Lecky, History F European LV Forals, Vol.2, pp.162-6. 170 Draper, Relirian, and Science, p.230. 171 Ibid. pp.234-5. 172 Island Union Tli Roads, pp.55-6. 173 C.E.M. Jode, G111 to Modern Ibid. pp.234-5. On 2 C. Agu.T, I-949, the mayor of Hiroshima disclosed that the number of those killed by the atomic bomb va between 220.000 and 240.000 p.t.l. 198 Ti1e Statesman, High September, I-945. Chapter Vir 99e.g. Sheikh Ha, M. Alasanya 1i. Hlik LNCSS, pp.1145. Notes 200 Sheikh Na5 Iruddin Chiraghi Delhi. 2c1 Khawaja Nizamuddin came to Delhi in the reign of Gayathuddin Balban and settled down at Gayathpur. All the kings who sat on the throne of Lhi during his lifetime Kcrnly desired to meet him, and they did their utmost to make him agree to it, but T11e Saint would have nothing do with them. For fully 60 years he and his disciple remained superbly indifferent to the imperial court. 202 Relief, 1 News Establishment Translator. 203 Deputy. And Safi Terminology, a Khalifa is the one to whom Pem 1 Ishan H given to take to 1 H. Trans 11 TNR. 204 C Chapter 4. 205 New 2 Hat Uf Kluit, Tier, Vol.v. 206 Der Ul Aia Zerif LRSH Emri 1111 I1 NF, and JRU that Tulk to VIFR, 207 Akir 11, Sani Idled, Chapter 4. 208 Der Ul 4, Airav, p. RO6. 209 The Flat Region between the Ganges and Jamna Rivers Translator. 2RO A full account of the tour is B. Ivan in Sir.ic Sayede 1111 Dieselwi 1I by the same Odulmer. TLI.e. The Chief Landlord Transmer. 21 2 Mauvi Ivy Luham LD All, Waxmai E Amadi. 213 I.e. Muslim Call to Prayer Translator 213 Pilgrimage Translator. Sayyid Afar Ali Nakvi. Landstilrat us srlr.ulti 12r9 v lean 1 ng Muslims of Exceptional Holiness Translator. 220 Muslim. 221 Imam Bgarl 1 Dabe, Afafrad. 222 and 11 Zat 11 El Kaftawa 1 Ir, Vol. 6. 223 Islam LT The Crossroads pp.51-2. 224 Non-obligatory Myers Translator. 225 The sy.tcrn of Action. Custo 1 NS, Orders, and Prohibitions derived from the life example of the Prophet Translator. 226 Sayyid Abdul J, I, Arid I 218 IM.227 A commentary of the Holy Qur'an FM by Alama Baghavi, running into thousands of pages. 228 Y.IDII.1111. 229 The mid-tie prayers on Friday are called Umu.1H prayers if offered congregationally. Otherwise these are known by the usual name of Euler prayers translator. Yad II if 11. 23 are voluntary prayer translator. 232 Enifal prayer, offered after the 2302 are 4 Ivak.1 IIA 111 UD.215 Ibid. One who has performed the 2162.17 Rising of the Sun translator. 233 Yad Iim. 234 Extra prayers offered Dung Ramar.j, JN nights after the Isha prayers translator. 235 Living in the Mosque for constant devotion and prayers translator. 236 Qiyas. Aina Ayamira. 237 The Holy Qur'an is divided 214 Islam and Thl world into 30 part. Of about equal length translator. 238 offered during the last Onet herd of the night translator. 239 The path on which the Ta'if the ceremony of walking round the Kaaba is performed. 240 meaning IN1 or IN1 ready translator. 245 a garment worn by Arabs translator. 246 Ibn al-Jawzi, Sira Umar Ibn al-Khattab. Chapter 8 24/7 Dagai. 248 Bukhari. 249 Muslim. 250 that this method can work in one Nodern T1 has been amply. Chapter 7 241 the Kaaba at Makkah translator. 242 Bukhari, Kitab al-Ada. 243 Dukurl, Kitab al-Magaiza. 244 An-Nasa'i, Kitab al-Bay'a. Demonstrated by Japan. 25 Ibn Hisham, Sira Nahawiyya. 252 Ibn Sad, Tabakat, Val.is. Indexlbook. IR, 98 Al-Bas Ibn Abdul Muttalib 20. Abba Sids, 78, 82, I-92 Abdul Aziz, Shah, 163, 171 Abdul El-Lai Burhan, 1 VL, Mala 11A, 157, 159 Abdullah ibn Abbas, 60 Abdullah ibn Mas'udi, 60 Abdullah ibn Ubayy, 58, 59 Abdullah ibn Umar, I-88 Abdul Majid I, 101 Abdul Qadir Jilani, Sheikh, 78 Abdur Aranan Kawak Ibi, 127 Abdur Rahim Khan I Khanan, No, 171, 172 Abdur Razak Kawani, 170 Abraham, St. 48, 54, 60 I1 I87 Adam, 90 Adnan, 36 Arnka Silvim, 1 R6 Afghanistan, R56, I57 Africa, 177 Afal Khan, 170 Injalt. Isha, 60, FL3 Ajam, 60 Alexander, Abbott, 111 Alexandria, L1 I Ali Ibn Abi Talib. 60, 201 Al-Fmrz Ulkar, 98 Algiers, 101 Al-Jaz Nilbn Athir, 86 Allahabad, 158 Ambrose, St. 112 Ahn Bakr Ibn Abi Musa Asb Arif America, 177,190, 196 Abu Bunbait, 57 Abu Darda, 60 Abu Dar, 5R, 60 ABF1 Dujana, 55 Abu F Bak, the Sabian, 78 Ahujal, 36 Ahn Al Ash'aril, 47, 48 Al Qatada, 57 Abu Raja Al Uwaridi, 17 ABL Sufyan, 55 Abu Ubaida, 59 Abu Fa 11 Astrahadal, I7 R Abu Fa, Gadrulni, 171 Abaya, 36. 60 Amir Taziln. 91 Amir Ibn Abdks, 46 Amr Ibn La. 47, 60, 64, 95 Amr Ibn Al-Jamul, I, 49 Umroha, R57 Amran Ir in Yasir, 60, 185 Anas Ibn and Na, Lr, 48, 186 Anaxagoras, I061 Ansab, R7 An, Lr, 41, 52, 56, L13, 203 Anthanazins, St. 111 Antioch, 6 Enrani, Sc. Tit Apuleos, Iaj Arabia, 18, 36, 38, 5J, 62, R71 216 Islam Ako the world Basi is, 40 Arafat, 19 Arba I11, 170 Ardashir, 8 Aristotle, 96, Rn3 Armema, 29A of Khan, 171, 172 Azoka, 13.1 Srar ul 1 Vilalubat, 98 L. Sajjan, 12 Bnan. S. I-58 Bhopal, 173 Ely, A. 60, I-85 Eladli, R.V.C. 20 Baran, 8 Brifald, Robert, 23, 26, 75 Britain, 21, 116 Bruno 100, T18 Athar Sanadid, R57 Atlas, MT. 94 Augustus, 107 Aurangzeb, Emperor, 9, 169, 172 AUS, 40 Ayaz Ibn Kubaisa, 28 Azad Bilgrami, R70 Azadiah, 28 Azar Mijukt, 8A, Imabad, R57, R58 Babur, 99 Babylon, 24 Hadra, 48, 56, 127, 179 Haqdad, 90, 91, 92, 157, IL3 Ahadar Shah, T7 Arbarayach, I57 Baram Koban, 6, 7 Barak, Alama, 166, 168 El Labars, 9 Rabuath, 40, 113 Buddha Gautama, W, L2 Bokhara, 99, R57, 160 Bukawani, R7 Burhanuddin, Qazi, 171 Butler, Alfred. 23, 124 Byzantium, 3 Caesar, 56-59, 72, 80 Bakr, 20 Balakhat, 158 Balban Gayathuddin, Sultan, 156, 166 Baldwin, 136 Bani Asad, 17 Bani Hashim, 201 Lani Imal 1H. J7 Bankays, I7 Bantame, 54 Bareilly, 157 Bari. Cannon, 122 Cairo, 190 Calcutta, 158, 159 Canopus, 17 Cappadocia, 21 Karel, Alexis, 144 Caucasus, 94 Ceylon, 144 Chen, 1 Zikhan, 91 Chin 3, Io, I57 Christ Jessom, 2, 3, 75, 96, 13 R, 176 Christendom, 3, 75, 9. L 131 Christensen, Prof. Arthur, 6, 8 Cicero, 107 Claudium, 75 Clovis, 21 Columbus, Woe Conflict of East and West in Turkey, 95 Constantine v. 2, 75, R09 Constantinople, point 21, 92, 94 2, 172 Copernicus, 100 centimeters Acres, 85, 86, 87, 119 CYMS, 3 Index de Ka, 157217 Dago Cry 2 Idle, is, 40 Dan 1 Ascus. R90 Darius I, 2 R Danvin, Charles 13 13 1 Deccan, J69, 170 Delhi, 156, 157, I15 Odavox, Kara, 9. De Iar Rashfted, R567 LTE Discovery F India, Iodub, 158 Dogstar, L7 Draper, John William, 108, 109 Eden, Sir Anthony, 149, 150 Edub, Halide, 95 Egypt, 3, 21. 2360, 64, 911 100. Joy, I11, 157, 193, R95 England, 21, 26, 123 Ethiopia, 157 Europe, 4, 5, 75, 85, 86, 87, 93, 94, 95, 99, IOO, 105, 107, Geo, Ilgarnden. Herc. 56 Gam.edia, 45 Gasan, 27, 57 Gayothpur, 156 Algaz 111, Imam, L9 Tgh Izapur, 1.58 Bajna, I57 Ghulam Ali, Shah, R57, R58 Bilamida, La, Divan, R59 Gibbon, 4 Gog, 90 Gorakbi I57 Greece, 20. 102, 106 121. I26, I76 Gregory, Pope, 20 Gilder. Stewart, I50 Guljarat, 166, 170 RR6, 117,28, 122, Eho, TJT, Ij, 154 I6177, 183 H2193, 197, 198, 1920 Yusk Bias I Ifadala IBN Umir Al Latif, 50 Faranji Mahal, 98 Frankazad, 8 Fashi I16 ICF. Lantj, FRF, L7 Ufadhala Shulralizal Alama, Fatima, 202 Fajar, 40 France 21 11 81 70 8 BAM IBN AD, R8 Li Ameld NL Mulk, 171 Harsha, R2 Has, Dr. 103 Hassan IBN Thabit. 27 Henry 4, I15 Herodias, 6, 60 Elijaz, R56 Hildebrand, Pope, RR5 Himyar, 17 Hindustan, 157 F Lira, 28 Hiroshima, I50 Historians Illustory of the Arid, 4 Hitton, 86, 88 Hyand Sung, 6, R2. F Ludabiya, 56 Iowajathal, Il Rely, Ha, Jo, 98 Hermes, 8 Iunuzdan, 29 Galileo, Rugal, 5 Hyderabad, R57C, Eneva, 103 Genanicus, R07 Gabrai, 40 JBNN. 54 LL Emathir, 89 2I8 Islam and the World Ibn Batflota, 77 TBN Hajar Maki, T7 TLHN Al Jaws 1, TLLBN Jubair Al Andalusi, 77 IBN Kaldflon, 65, 97 LBN Kothlr, 90, 91 IBN Tamiya, 113 Lkti Yarkayan. 170 Ilahi Bakshir, Mufi, 163 Iltutmish, Sultan Shamsuddin, I66 Ilmra ul Qays, 205 India, 10, II, 12, I4, 76, 77, 98, 99, Tot, 156, 157, 158, 160, T65, 177 Innocent 8, Pope, 115 Al-Seif, 98 Iqbal, Alama, 179 Iran, 6, 7, 8, 9, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 47, 60, 94, 99, 170, 182 Iran Baahd Isasa 11 Ian, 24, 29 Iraq, 27, 60, 91, 194, 195 Chhor Topa. Prof. 10 John. St. Jordan, 88 Jupiter, 17 Islamil The Crossroads, T2 Israna il Lahori, Sheikh, 77 Lzma il Shahid, Shah, 157 Istanbul, 94 Italy, 5,21 Kabi, 56 Kikba, R7, 50, 201, 206 Kabul, R57, R69 Al-Qalbi, 17 Kandar, R57, R69 Kamdla, 162 Kananjay, R2 Kashmir, 157 Kayanel, 8 Kazan, 91 Kepler, 100 Kebab, R85 Khalid ibn al-Walid, 45, 46, 59, 60 Kata'i, 22 Cave Kr, 49 Khazraj, 40, 58 Kubay, 55, L85 Kamra 2, 20, 25 Kamra Parve, 6, 8, 27 Khusrau PJ5 Ha, I72 Huziya, R7 Izialar HL Kija. 98 Jabalah ibn Ham, 27, 28 Jafar, 47, 60 Ya'ingur, Emperor, R56 Jays, L57 Jamal Uddin ibn Molayanun Umar Barak, Alama, 166, 168 Japan, 2I, R5R, 152, R77 Jerome St. 2I, R14 Genrisulkm, 21, 85, 87 Jew S, 5, 6, 20, 21, 86 Jode, C.E.M. 122, R23, R30, 135 I44, 147 Kimiyat Isa. 191 Kainana, R7 KNK, 86 Lahore, 16, 157 Lane Pool. Stanky. 85, 87, 88 Le Bone 1 Gustav, 2 R3, 16 Lecky, W.E.H. 103, 106, 107, 114 Leo Ill, 75 Leo 4. 75 Leox, 115 Lacy Ivalisi Wunchens de L. Ind, London, N6, 144, 149 Lothian, Lord, R32 Lucknow.V, R5711 Index Luther, Martin, 131 Lvlathir ul Janut for 11219170170, 174, 178,17017 180, 181, 183,1184, 186,204 188, 190, I94, 195. Macinus, St. LLR Machiavelli, 120 Mata in, 25, 27, 29, 46, 60, 68 Medina, 29, 0, 41, 55, 56, 58, 59, 60, 68, 86, 113, 181, 203,197, 198, 199 200.201, 202, 203 Muabamad Amin and Janel, Mal, Ina 170 Magellan, Rumagog, 90 Mahayana, Io Mahmud Shah, 166, 167, 171 Mahmud Shah 2, 10 R, 167 Ma'iz ibn Malik Asbmai, 44, 45 Makkah. 128, 36, 37, .18, 39, 41, 54, 86, 171, 172, 201 Malik Al-Kai 1 DRL. 55 Malta, 94 Malva, 167 Mandray, 167 Mani 6, 7 Man, 14 Man Shastra, R4, I5 Marks, K. 124, 129 Masum, Kawaja, 156, 170 Mul. Iamada ad, 71, 107, 165 Mubarnmad IBN 41 Ubamad Alalji, Alama, 166, 170 Mubamad, Sultan, 92 Mujadid Ajfmi, 98, R56, 169. 171 Multan, 157 Munshi Jamaluddin Khan, R73 Murshidabad, 159 Musab ibn Umair, 185 Mussolini, R5 Armuda, 60 Mujaffarnagar, 162 Mu, PF for Shah Halim, Sultan, R6L, 167 Napoleon, 94 Na.1 MDDLN Mabmai 1D, I66 Nashalruan, 25. Lagos, 47, 56, 60 Nehru, Pundit Jawaharlal, R.O. Neptune, 107 Annie Beaton, Rue New York, 149 Nile, R. 94 Ni, JM11 DDLR1 Alia, I56 Nas 1 Renaud, N. I. Latak Shani, N1, Omidln, Mullah. 164 Ndok, 7 N1 Urkari 17 Mike Dad, 60 Mirza Mazar Jan I Janan, 171 V1 Otako JV1 Irzapur, R58 94, IOI, 1 Asul, 86 Muad IBN Jabal, 60 LV1 11 Ldijir, 41, 52 Muhalhil, 20 Muhammad, the Prof T. 20, 2I, 33, 34, 36, 338, 340, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 5, 67, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 63, 65, 69, 79, 95 II2, IIJ, 127, R29, 131, 132, 1J3, 134, 161, 166, 167 Pakistan, 156 Palestine, 85, 86, 88, 193 Paris, 149 Persia. 20, 36, 194, 95 Pe Hawar, R57 220 Islam and the World Peter the Great, 9 Plato, 104, 12 Iplesk, Prof, Pompey, U6.3, R57 Portugal, 94151 Pearl Jab, R57 Can 1N, 143 Qaim Pasha, 93 Qatada, 18 Qubad, 7 Quraysh, 19, 36, 38, 39, 56, 59, 201 Qutbuddin Bakri Yarka KL, Kawaja, 166 Jubuddin Khan, Nawab, 173 Rubi'a ibn al-Jalairith ibn Abdul Muttalib, 2 Urra'i ibn Amir, 47 Ra, Li'ayadin Kazwifni, Sheikh, 77 Rafi'uddin Dilai, Shah, 98 Ramla, 87, 88 Rampur, R57, 173 Rana 167 IL1 UFAJ Mad Mujadidal, Shah, 157 Reginald, 86 Sadullah Khan, Alama, 170 Safavids, 99, 170 Saifuddin Qaiyajat, 169 Saifuddin Kataz, 91 Saladin Sialilmdin I Abi Salal Iuddin I Abi, 85, 86, 87, 88 Salim 3. IOI Salman Al Arisai, R88 Salo, 3, Samarkand, R57 S Unbal, T57 Sanjar, 156 Sarangapur, 167 Sarind, I57 Sarindal, Kayawaja Muhammad Zubair, T57 Sarindi, Mujadid C. Mujadid Alftani Sarindi, Sheikh Safaddin, I56, La, IBN Najiyat, I8S Isanel. 22, 27 194, Sava River 94 Sayyid Adam Banyalai, 156 Sayyid Ahmed Shald, 99, 157, 158, 159, 163 Sayyid Karn Jalaluddin Azam Abadi, I6,4 Sayyid Siddiq J. Lazan Khan, Not IB 173 Republic 121 Rhine, 21 Rhys Davids, MRS. Rome, 4. 6, 20, 22,194, 196 Russia 211 IO 26,30, 36, 59, 86,94, 102, 107, 108, 113, 121, 126, 176 Ramdam, 28, 47 Sad IBN ABI Wakas, 47, 60 SAD IBN MUADH, 48, 56 SAD IBN Ruby, I7, 55 Adruddin KB, M, Mufti, I73 Sayyid Zalif Azamabadal, 164 Skmfam, R11 Shabai, 28 Shaddad IBN Al-Had, 49 Shahjahan, Emperor, R56 Shah Waliola Dilal, 30, 8 Sheikh Sad, T66 Sher Shah Suri, 168 Shari'ah, 8 Semi, 170 Sir Sayyid Al-Md Khan, L57 Shiva, LZTR3 Index Socrates, 106 Spain, 4, 21, 75, 94 Uhayb, I85 Sulayman the Great, 94 Sulayman, 141, Q2 Syria, 3, 21, 23, 24, 27, 29, 32, 39, 60,221 Care, 54 Umran Jamal, 54 Urwat IBN Maso.D Thakfi, 56 Utbah IBN Rab. 54 Uthman IBN Talia, 202 Uthman IBN Maz RM, 185 Vasco da Gama, Ruveda, IIBNA, 94 Visigoths, 21 Volney, Ruwail, 20 Wajahuddin IBN Nasrullah Gujarati, Alama, 170 Wazirudallah, Nawab, 173 Wells, H.G. 5 Xerxes 20685, 87, 90, 9 R, Ru, R57, R94, R95 Taberi, 7, 27 Tab K, 56 Tadkira I4 Damiya, R56 Tajir, VLA Ilam UTJ Anzil, R68 Taklib, 20 Tate Sung, Emperor 22 Takmil ul Adhan, 98 Tarnelran, 17 J, Rik Fahari, 46 Tashkand, 157 The Arabian Nights, 189, 190 T1 IE Book Ofa. Iani cc Kitabolagini, 190 The Vlesankra The Origin 20 F Species 130 Tonk, 173 Tughlak, Firaz, R66 Tughlak, Gayathuddin, 156 Turkestan, 101 Turkey, IOO, IOL, 157, 172 Tyre, 88 Ubay IIBN Kabi, 60 ul.md, 48, 49, 55 Curaner IBN FEN1 and 1, 48 Umarah, 47 Umar IBN Abdul Aziz, Caliph, 82, 86, I37 Umar IBN Al-Khattab, Caliph, 29, 59, 60, 64, SR, 12, 188, 197 Umayyads, 82, R88 UMMF Lababa, 55 Yemen, 36, 39 YSD Jerd 2, 6, 28 YF1 Suf, Prophet, R42, R68 Zangi, Imaduddin, 86. Zangi, Nairuddin, 85, 86 Zaid IBN I. Uritha, 60 Zaid Inthlbit, 55, 60.